Previously from the Hood Blogger.
But, this one day it turned for the worse, where at the end of the day, Wallow went down for 2 robberies and 2 ratchets.
Hey yo, this SV Twiz, the Hood Blogger. Y'all know how I carry it. Shout out to everybody that been rocking with the content. I appreciate y'all. If y'all new to the channel, hit the sub button. You won't be disappointed. If you're a returning viewer, bro, stop jerking wreck. Make sure you hit that sub. But let's just get straight into it, man. Like I told y'all, within the past few weeks, and even like over the whole summer, or we can even say the past year or so, it's been a lot of women that been getting shot. And this one is so crazy because it's right off the Roosevelt Boulevard. For those of y'all that don't know, if y'all not familiar, Roosevelt Boulevard is a very, very busy road. It's an actual boulevard. It's like an expressway, even though it's street lights, in between the intersections. And, as y'all gonna see that this is it's a lot of traffic outside. I mean, this guy gets out the car and he chases this woman down. And he just pretty much is firing on her. He don't care who see or what's going on. And on top of that, the boulevard is flooded with cameras because it has been like a lot of fatal accidents. A lot of people been getting hit by cars on the boulevard, and they got all type of speed cameras and stuff now where you can get a ticket if you go over a certain speed limit on the boulevard. It's very active and it's traffic throughout the whole day. This particular time, from how I see it, it looked like it's somewhere around rush hour. I don't know the exact time this happened, but it gotta be, because the way these cars is pulling up and stopping at the light on the boulevard, and it just was crazy. But what make this even crazier is that he chased this lady down the street, and he really wanted her. And with that being said, the lady still survived. As of now, I didn't hear of her passing, but not only did she survive, but she's, sitting and cooperating with the police. So she obviously probably know or have an idea of where this came from. So, as y'all can see, I'm just going to play the clip. I can't play the whole thing because it's very, very graphic. You can hear the women screaming and everything on there. But let's just get into it.
You're a shooting suspect. Surveillance video captured the terrifying moments. A man chased a woman down the street while shooting nearly a dozen times at her. It all played out along Roosevelt Boulevard on Monday. This afternoon, Philadelphia police sharing that video and new details. Action News reporter Taronda Thomas live now in Ogans this afternoon with the update. Taronda.
Well, Brian, Northwest detectives are trying to identify the shooter, and they've got some good video to help them do it. They say the woman was walking along Roosevelt Boulevard when she noticed something was off. Within seconds, she was running away from a man as he shot at her and shouting for help as she was chased and shot at.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Neighbors disturbed. Police are too.
It's extremely troubling that someone had complete disregard for human life.
The scary situation unfolded Monday morning at about 6:55. The woman was walking to work in the 400 block of Roosevelt Boulevard when she noticed this car, a black Nissan Juke, parked with its flashers on.
She noticed the vehicle began to creep towards her, which startled her. She began to walk away towards the 4800 block of Lawrence Street.
Investigators say the shooter got out of the passenger side of the car and started following the woman.
At this point, the female victim began to run, at which point the offender opened up fire as she fled northbound on the 4800 block of Lawrence Street.
Police say the shooter fired his weapon about 10 times.
Definitely in broad daylight, something that should not have happened.
Especially not during the morning rush, just off one of the busiest streets in the city.
It's a miracle that no one was struck, because 4th and the Boulevard is quite a busy area at 6:50 in the morning.
Investigators are trying to figure out if the shooter knew the victim or was targeting her. That victim, who is in her 30s or 40s, amazingly was not hurt.
Obviously, she's very distraught and shaken, but all credit in the world to her. She's very brave and still cooperating with investigators.
As the victim called 911, the suspect got away in the same car that dropped him off, the Nissan Juke, slipping away southbound on Roosevelt Boulevard.
We're asking for any information from the public to please contact Northwest detectives.
Now, the shooter is about 5'7", medium to stocky build. Investigators say he was wearing a gray hoodie sweatshirt with that hoodie pulled over his mouth. He also was wearing black pants, black shoes, and white gloves. Now, if you see him, police say don't approach him, call 911. You can also leave an anonymous tip by calling the Philadelphia Police Department's tip line at 215-686-TIPS. In Ogons, Toronto Thomas, Channel 6 Action News.
Okay, so they basically cleared it up. So it was around 6 o'clock, and we know that that's a very, you know what I'm saying, a busy time anywhere in the city, but especially like the Boulevard and even Broad Street is like very jammed up around rush hour time. So just to clear it up, the lady wasn't even hit one time because they said there was no injuries. So this is a prime example on, you know, when people hop out and they be so wild and, you know, I don't know what is going on with that situation, but I think that the lady knew that, you know, she had somebody pretty much that was on her because, you know, she was on point, obviously, when that car had stopped with their hazards on. But this is a prime example how innocent people get hit in the crossfire. This guy chased her down, you know, broad daylight and let off all these shots, and none of the shots, they just was flying wherever they was flying. And on top of her screaming and the cars and everything being out there, you know that the guy was nervous, and now that person is, you know, sick for something that I'm not going to say, I don't know what the situation is, but, you know, it's not really worth either one of your lives. You know, it's not worth taking somebody's life, or it's not worth giving yours up. But I do know that sometimes it is certain circumstances where, I don't know her situation, but it's been like, you know, women is caught up in the same stuff as the guys. You know, this is an era where, you know, I even heard somebody in an interview before, and they was talking about, you know, setting up men and doing stuff like that. So, you know, it's best to just, you know, stay out the way, do your job or whatever, you know, and you know, don't get tied up into none of that street stuff, man, because it will come back to haunt you. And as you can see, women is getting treated just like men out here. They do not care. They don't care what time of the day it is. They don't care what's going on. If they see you or can catch you, then they will hop out and, you know, let it loose. But, you know, it's definitely whatever is going on. The lady obviously survived. And the guy that did it, he's sick right now because he realized that whatever he had planned on doing, it didn't work like that. So you got cameras, and now they made it clear that this lady is actually, you know, she's working with the cops for, you know, to pretty much get that guy locked up. And, you know, whoever involved in it, man, it's just nasty work. Nasty work, bro. It's a repeated cycle, but it has been, like I said, a lot of women have been getting shot, especially over the past couple weeks. It was a lady that had just got shot downtown. She was ended up arguing with a homeless man, and she got in a fight with him, and she pulled out a firearm, and he took it from her and shot her with it right in the middle of Center City, you know. So it's a very unfortunate situation, man, but this SV Twiz, y'all know how I'm coming. Make sure y'all stay safe out there.